Well, it's 5:30 a.m. and we have just started our 12-hour journey to Poland. So, wish us luck. It's going to be a long freaking drive.
4 of us, Natalie, Eli, Franzi, and I, drove for 14 hours from Hamburg to East Prussia, the area of Poland that both Natalie and Eli's grandmothers had been born in.
Well, we're almost in Poland. There was the border crossing stuff. That says something about the Republic of Poland.
Okay, now we've crossed. Oh look, the signs look different.
Oh look, now we're in Poland! Oh wow. That was hard.
That was difficult.
That was so hard. That was confusing.
The main purpose of our trip was to reconnect with their roots and see the places their grandmothers had known as children.
Well, we left Germany at 5:30 this morning. I got on the road at 5:30 this morning, didn't even leave Germany. And it is now 8 o'clock. So it took us like, 14 and a half hours to get here. But we're here in Poland, and this is a super cute little place that we're hanging out in. So pretty excited for tomorrow morning to see what's outside and to explore Poland a little bit. But right now, I think it's time for bed. So let's talk to you guys tomorrow.
Our Airbnb was a little cottage on a farm. It was rustic and beautiful and heated only by a coal fire.
What you doing, Mr. Goat? Trying to eat my fingers?
Most of our days in Poland were spent visiting the properties where Natalie and Eli's grandmothers grew up. It was a weird experience to be in a place that was occupied completely by people that had only been there for maybe 2 generations, due to those of German descent being kicked out of East Prussia after World War II.
So the fireplace in this place is a coal fire. None of us have any experience with coal fire, so this morning we tried to start it, but realized that we didn't have all the elements that we needed to start it. So I googled it and figured out what we needed, and then luckily we came back and there was actually some kindling, so it's a little bit damp. So we'll see if we can actually get a fire started, but yeah. We had these blocks and I tried to chop one up today so that we could have some wood to get the coal going, but then we left and I didn't get a chance to try it. But now we have real kindling, so hopefully this works better. Okay. Try number 7. So, I used to work in a blacksmith's forge, and We had 3 forges, two of which were propane and one was coal. So we went to light this morning and I was like, we don't have all the things that we need to do this. So we had to chop up one of those blocks, which is burning well now. So hopefully this actually keeps going. Wow, look at all this smoke. Smoke. And the flue's back there. So, it's so weird. Ah!
Oh wow.
Got you.
Yay.
Yay.
Am I going to be on YouTube?
Yes,
Woo.
doing that dance.
Beautiful.
So we're here in a cold city. What is this city called?
Salzburg.
Salzburg?
That's the Germany.
Salzburg. Okay, so it is now what? Volvo. All of the towns here used to have German names, but they were renamed to Polish names when Prussia was given to the Germans, or given away from the Germans, given to the USSR. So all the towns kind of have 2 names. Not very happy with me. We're in Lithuania! How do you feel about it? Good? Good. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
We headed to Kaunas, which is the second largest city in the country and a hub of arts and culture. It was a 3-hour drive from where we were staying, so we thought, why not?
So I've got to say that it's kind of weird. We're in Lithuania, which is like right beside Poland, and it's like as soon as we crossed the border, it was completely different. The buildings are different. Like
People are different.
People are different. Language obviously different. The vibe is just super different. It's like way less populated. And I don't know, it kind of seems like the culture that probably was here before, like it was part of the USSR, is more intact than it was in Poland. It's just interesting because it's kind of like you wouldn't expect that 2 countries that are so close together and like from the outside seem like they're kind of similar cultures, that they'd be so different, but they are.
We found a free art exhibit which contained a massive collection of art that once belonged to a prominent German family in the area. Unfortunately for me, I was the only one stoked on the art. I could have spent days there. Kaunas was a major center of resistance against the Soviet regime from 1941 to 1990, with varying forms of resistance taking place until Lithuania gained its independence in 1990. always surprises me when I'm going to a country that was part of the Soviet Union that the churches are still standing because it was illegal to practice religion. But there are a lot of churches around here still, which is pretty cool. It'd be pretty sad if all that history had disappeared just because of communism. It seemed like everywhere we looked, there was some bit of street art. Even the buildings under construction had an added facade to make them more beautiful. One of the coolest areas we visited was the Yard Gallery. Created by Vatinas Yakas, this project was a way of creating community and honoring the long-gone inhabitants of what's called this space home. It has since become a larger project with many artists contributing. You can find out even more about this project through the link in the description. Look at this kid on the stairs. It reminds me of, what's that area in Hamburg that we went and saw?
Oh yeah.
Gängefrede? Similar.
Yeah.
Reminds me of that. Soon we were back on the road heading back towards Germany. So we just got to our hostel in Gdansk, which used to be known as Danzig, and it's a pretty kind of like rough looking area from the outside, but apparently the hostel's supposed to be pretty nice. So we are heading up the stairs in hopes that we can get in. There was like... What is it?
I don't know.
Oh shit. Crazy. This is just such a weird building. We had to like buzz in, but didn't know we needed a code until we got here. And had no way of getting in. So we had two different random people on the street trying to help us out and trying to speak Polish to us and just...
No.
There's somebody's name on this door, so I guess it's like apartments all the way up. This would be a fun adventure on your own, that's for sure. Oh, there we go. We made it. Wow. So unexpected. Well, that's the most complicated hostel getting in situation I think I've ever had. The hostel was luckily quite nice inside, although it did have a major issue which I will talk about in next week's episode. Danzig was founded in the 10th century. A center for trade, Danzig has been a part of numerous empires over the years, including Poland, Prussia, Germany, and the Soviet Union. I think we just found the old city wall, which is pretty rad. Look at that. I'm blown away by this city. It's just so cool, and I never ever would have thought something like this existed in, I don't know, anywhere. That's what happens when you don't know anything about a country and you go and visit it, I guess. Gdansk was destroyed in airstrikes during World War II, but was reconstructed in an idealized form which symbolized the reunification of the Polish state. All signs of German occupation, the country which claimed Gdansk before the war, were erased and replaced with Polish names and newly designed architecture. Today, Gdansk is a cultural and maritime hub with much to see along its waterways. The next morning we headed back to Hamburg, past windmills and with blue skies. Tune in next week to see my solo adventures in Norway. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing our videos. We appreciate every view so much.